Good morning, everybody. I sound a bit groggy this morning because it's very early in the UK. I've got two sessions today, but I've got a bit of time before I go into session number one. So I thought I'd just put another little video up here in response to the response that I got from my video yesterday. It was absolutely amazing to connect with you guys again. It's been so long, but it's gone in the blink of an eye for me because I've been so busy. But to connect with everybody again and to see everybody's comments pop up, and it was so lovely for me yesterday. Thank you to everybody who commented on that video. I had so many messages sent to me yesterday, both on the comments on the YouTube video, through social media, through emails, through Telegram, and many of you were giving me information regarding where you are currently. And it really does seem as though the water in the northern hemisphere is starting to disappear, go down, be redistributed. And the water in the southern hemisphere is starting to rise. Now, the reason for that, I believe, and it has to be a I believe, because I don't have the physical proof other than videos that I've seen of people in the southern hemisphere looking at this celestial body through an infrared telescope. But the reason the water is moving is because it is being magnetized. This is all about the magnetic pull, the electromagnetic pull. It's being pulled towards the huge celestial body of the Nibiru system, which is about to pass by our Earth in the next few months, in the next year. I don't have a time frame for that, but it is close. What evidence do we have that it is close? Well, it must be close if the waters are starting to move. That's what I would say. If the waters are starting to move, then that celestial system must be nearly upon us. If the waters are being magnetized towards it so that they are redistributing themselves around the planet, then it must be close. And it's written about in the Bible, isn't it? And again, to everybody that's really up on the Bible, I'm not. I did, when I was a child, used to be able to quote the Bible. Not so much anymore. But in the Bible, it says something like, towards the end times before the rapture is Ascension, the seas will confuse man because they will move, and they will grumble and they will move. And that appears to be what is happening. And me and my husband were sat here this morning as I was getting ready to come to work, and we were discussing this, and we were saying, is this really happening? Is this really happening? I mean, I've been talking about this stuff for years, but it looks like it's actually happening. And that's quite a curious feeling, to have been talking about this stuff for years, to be saying for years what it is that you think is going to occur, and receiving that information from ancient scripture, ancient texts, and from the hypnotherapy sessions that I conduct globally, worldwide, with thousands of people every year who bring forward the information that I place on the YouTube channel. And you have to bear in mind as well, I mean, I only place the very, very few videos go on my YouTube channel. Given the amount of people that I actually work with, many people do not give me permission to share. And only a small fraction, probably not even 1% of the work that I do goes onto my YouTube channel. So just think about how much stuff I've listened to over the years about this, about Nibiru, about Ascension, about these times that we're in. And everybody talks about a splitting. Everybody talks about a new world is born. A new band of frequency is made available to us. And that's where the earth moves into. And if you think about it, everything in the universe is energy, frequency, and vibration. And I believe that the ascension timeline, that is a very, very high frequency. That is the split cell of Earth. That is the new cell of Earth, the new band of frequency that we, as a part of Earth, will be magnetized to. Again, magnetized, frequency and energy. If the Nibiru system can only be seen through an infrared telescope, that means that the energy of that system is very low frequency. Don't know how much you guys know about the spectrum, but obviously we've got the visible spectrum in the middle that we can see, and the human eye can only see 40% of all that is. Have a think about that for a moment. You know, all these people that say, oh, it's all a load of rubbish. You know, if I can't see it, I don't believe it. Or people that will say what I do is a load of rubbish. Entity release, what's she on about? She takes things off people that you can't see. Well, how do they know they're there? You can't even see them. Seeing is believing. Well, the human eye can see 40% of what is there, not even half. So we have 20% at the lower end of the frequency. Frequency is all about waves, wavelengths. So the visible spectrum from red through to violet white is the 40% that we can see. Red being the lowest frequency that we can see and the longest wave. Violet white into white being the highest frequency that we can see and the shortest wave. The 20% down here underneath red includes infrared, which is a lower frequency than red. It is a longer wave. And the telescopes that can see Nibiru are infrared telescopes. So if Nibiru and that system can only be seen through an infrared telescope, which is low frequency waves, then that tells you everything that you need to know about that particular system. I believe the return of Nibiru is the catalyst for our ascension. Something has got to happen that causes the charge, that causes the two energies to be magnetized and move. And I believe that the lower frequency energies will be magnetized towards the Nibiru timeline, and the higher frequency energies will be magnetized towards the new frequency of expression that is made available at that moment, which is the new Earth. So as I sit here today on the 23rd of February, 2023. Ooh, that's a nice date. 23/2/2/23. Oof, I just got chills. As I sit here today on that date and as I ponder this, it looks as if things are finally starting to happen in the physical. For years, I've been talking about this. I mean, I've had a YouTube channel for 5 years talking about this stuff, trying to raise awareness, trying to help people that are on their awakening path to move further down that path. And I've tried my absolute best to help as many people as I can. Because it's been a lonely old road, hasn't it? For those of us that are awake. And part of me always wondered, am I crazy? Do all these visions and things that I get and information that feels right and real, is all of this just crazy? Are all of us around the world that woke up at the same time or over the past few years, are we all crazy? But why would God have placed so many of us all around the world that all wake up around the same time within 5 years of each other, that all have the same feelings, that all know that this event is about to occur? Why would so many people under hypnotherapy over the years talk about this incredible new earth, this new time? Why would so many people talk about Nibiru? Why is there so much information in the ancient texts about the Nibiru system? I've done so many sessions with people where they've gone into previous lifetimes when Nibiru passed over then. So I've experienced it through the mouths of many. And now we are at a point where the animals all over the earth are acting crazy. I can't believe how many of you sent me messages about your chickens telling me that they weren't laying. All over the world, Australia, New Zealand, America, Europe, all over the world, since summertime last year. So many of us that have got free range chickens, there's no reason why they should stop laying eggs. They've stopped laying eggs. I've seen videos of cows lined up in a row, one behind each other, just stood there, lined up in a row for miles, miles and miles of cows lined up in a row, birds falling out of the sky, animals all over the planet just acting in a really discombobulated way, like they've lost their connection to the magnetism of our Earth. And I believe that is because our Earth is being so confused magnetically by the return of Nibiru. Now, the ancient scripture says at a certain point, our sun will go dark, and our sun will go dark in response to the return of the Nibiru system, because in the center of the Nibiru system, there is a sun. So we've always been told that we only have one sun in our solar system. We actually have two. We are a binary system. A binary system means that we have two suns. There are some people that say we have more than two suns, but let's just say we have two. For the time being, let's try and get our heads around that. When the two suns come back together, they do a dance and they exchange energy between each other. And so that will be what makes our sun go dark, because this very low frequency sun, a failed star that is returning, some people call it a neutron star, is going to suck the energy from our sun and it will make it go dim. Now, I actually saw that occur 5 years ago. I actually saw that occur 5 years ago. So they've already recognized each other and there's already been an energy exchange. But when the neutron star gets, or Nibiru gets very, very close to our sun, it is said, this is obviously all taken from ancient scripture, so nobody really knows, but it is said what occurs is the light goes out of our sun because there is an energy exchange between the two. Well, you just imagine the levels of panic that will ensue on this planet if that occurs. Now, if they have got a sun simulator up there, then maybe we won't even see it, because maybe the sun simulator will obscure our view of this occurring. Maybe that's why the sun simulator is there. But one would think, if the Earth is being affected so much by the magnetic pull of this celestial body, surely that sun simulator can't stay in the sky. So how long they're able to cover this up for, I don't know. But what do we know at this point in time? The sun has all of a sudden become very, very active, very angry. The sunspots all over it, and it is emitting huge flares. The animals are acting crazy. The people are definitely acting crazy. And the oceans are starting to move. They're moving away in the northern hemisphere and they're building up in the southern hemisphere. And it is said that you can see the Nibiru system through an infrared telescope if you stand in the southern hemisphere at this point in time. So, what I would like to say is, if anybody does notice anything in their places in the world where they live, if you do notice the seas moving, and I have had lots of people reach out to me overnight telling me that where they are, the sea has moved. If you do notice the animals acting strange, I've had reports overnight as well from people about their own personal animals acting strange. I have in the past week heard of a lot of people dropping dead that I personally know. Many of them too young, too young to be dropping dead of natural causes, in their early 50s. And is it to do with people's circuitry being fried? So if you think about yourself, and it's time people think about this, if you haven't thought about your own energy body, you need to start thinking about it now. You're not just a physical body. You have an energy body which acts as like an electrical system that delivers energy throughout your body. So if you've got blocks in that energy body, and we've got all of this high frequency energy coming into the planet, if that high frequency energy is coming into the planet and it's affecting the magnetosphere and the aura of Earth, and because we are a part of Earth, it's affecting our magnetosphere and our aura, then the energy is taken into the body and moved around. If you've got blockages in your energy body, then it's like a faulty wiring system, isn't it? What happens if you run a huge current through a faulty wired system? The system is not going to accept that huge charge, is it? The only way your body is going to accept that huge charge is if you have no blockages in your wiring. So as a little aside to that, I would strongly suggest that everybody researches, if you haven't already, what the energy body is, and to work with your own energy bodies to make sure that you don't have any blockages and that everything is moving around as it should be. So I'm going to leave you with that today. Just wanted to do a little update to comment on some of the things that were sent to me overnight. But it has been said, hasn't it? Watch the water. So maybe that's what that means. Watch the water. But for everybody that watches my videos or has watched my videos over the years, I know I've not posted much for the past few months, you will know that I've been talking about this for a good long while. And it looks, not in early days yet, but it looks as if we're starting to see physical signs on the planet of all of this coming to fruition. So if that's the case, think about that. Make sure that your energy bodies are functioning as they should be. Research the energy body. Think about your traumas and the emotions that you feel around those traumas. Think about which areas of your energy body those traumas are likely to have affected. Do you have an entity that's causing a blockage in your energy body? Because at the time you had that trauma, your light became full of pain, and it magnetized one of these entities into that part of your energy body. They latch on and they suck all of that energy, that ray, into their body and into their dimension. Because if you do have entities, you need to get those off so that your energy body is working as it should, so that you are able to accept this high frequency energy that is coming in now. And it's coming in thick and fast. Whereas years ago, we used to have a bit of a gap, well, a good long gap between energy waves. It's gone up a notch in 2023. If you're not looking after yourself and your energy, you're going to struggle. All of us need to be stretching. We need to be exercising. We need to be breathing. We need to be stretching our limbs to allow more light to come into the body. We need to be drinking good quality water that doesn't have any metals or fluoride in it. We need to be eating excellent high frequency fruit and vegetables. Interesting, they've started rationing fruit and vegetables in the UK. Don't know if that's happening anywhere else. But in our local supermarket, you're only allowed to buy 2 cucumbers now, 2 peppers, 2 of everything. I almost cannot believe the times we're living in, but I can believe it because I've been talking about it for years. But to actually see it occur, so all of this stuff that they're getting you to focus on, look over here, look over here, look over here, look over here. What is it that they're really trying to distract you from? So that's me done for the day. I've got to go and help some people to heal now. So I'll catch you again next week. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day. See you soon. Bye bye.